Hey everybody! Anand is here. I know it's been a while since you guys see him. When was the last movie we saw? It was
Shah Rukh Khan and the other movie we had, the big fiasco.
Yeah, the big fiasco. Yeah, that one. That was interesting though.
Yeah, we wanted to watch two movies and ended up watching half of one movie.
Half of one movie. But we're here to see Kaala. It was funny, I got a message from one of my Patreons on the drive down here when I'm going to see Kaala. I was like, right now, actually, right now. So you were telling me on the drive down that you really liked from the trailer that they were showing, you know, where just about everywhere black is considered bad, white is considered good, and they're flipping it.
Yeah.
Where black is the good and white is the bad. That you liked that kind of simple contrast.
Yeah. And Kaala means black.
Right. Now I feel, you know, that it's going to be like a standard kind of Rajinikanth movie. A lot of the same beats and tones as pretty much what else we've said. Do you think we're going to... Now, you were saying you're excited about the villain.
Yeah, he's a very famous Hindi Marathi actor, more of a Marathi stage actor, and he's awesome. I mean, if there's somebody who can stand up to Rajinikanth, he's one of them. He's way out there.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of fans with the when I did the trailer reaction that were talking about they're excited to see the villain. What was his name?
His name is Nana Patekar.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, and he's made some phenomenal movies. I mean, he's one of my favorites, and that's the other thing. It is Rajinikanth movie, but Rajinikanth with Nana Patekar is a whole different thing.
Right. So, do you think it'll be better than Kabali?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, I still favor Basha. That's one of my, because it was one of the earlier ones that I reviewed from Rajinikanth. I always liked how the song and dance took place on set, like especially that first one with the auto drivers. I just really liked that one. I thought it was good. Do you think this one will be like equal to Basha?
See, the director Ranjith, I mean, you need to give credit to that too. I think this would be, if not equal, definitely much better.
You think?
I have a feeling because of the director, because of Nana Patekar. I mean, Rajinikanth's there, but you've got two new variables here who come with a very strong reputation.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see.
Let's see.
I
do have a Rajinikanth.
Yeah, you got a little Rajinikanth. Mine doesn't have that much in it yet.
Right. I mean, it was not intentional, but I do have a Rajinikanth beard for Kaala.
We just need to get you some sunglasses and a hairpiece.
Oh, yeah. This is Rajinikanth hairstyle.
That is, when he's in real life.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go see Kaala, and we'll see you afterwards. For you, it'll be like a second, but for us, it'll probably be like 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
The movie is about. Yeah. So we'll see you after the movie with our thoughts. Let me know what you think. Comment below. We'll see you in a minute.
Bye.
That's good.
Hey everybody, Koricon here, and this is my review of Kaala, directed by P.A. Ranjith and starring Rajinikanth. And also with the villain played by Nana Patekar. Now, he did a great job, and Anand is a huge fan of his. You'd seen him in the intro. I'm going to show a little bit of what we had to say after the film in a minute, but they really worked off of each other very well. Whenever you had a scene with both Rajinikanth and Nana together, it was... you had to pay attention. Like it demanded your attention, and I really loved seeing them go off each other, and I would like to see some other stuff with them together again, whether it be in future projects or if there are any in the past. I would like to know what they were. I think someone had mentioned that there were at some point. I'm not sure, but you guys let me know in the comments below. P.A. Ranjith had also directed Rajinikanth's previous film Kabali, which Kabali is a Tamil stereotype. I think it's a word that means a stereotype for a lower class person, which makes sense for that film. And Kaala is means black, which the black and white was a very strong overtone throughout the whole film, and I did like that color contrast. Anand had pointed out when we were driving that he liked the fact that, you know, white is supposed to be pure, black is supposed to be bad, and they kind of switch those stereotypes around, which make a lot of sense in the film. And I do love the use of color, especially with Nana's character, that they had everything around him was either white or an off-white. I love those kind of contrasts between color and character. It did add a lot to this film. Here are our thoughts after seeing the movie with me and Anand. Check this out, and afterwards I'll give you the rest of my analysis and my grade. Okay, so I still think Basha is better.
I think so too. Yeah.
But I did like the movie.
The movie was good, especially after the villain came, Nana Patekar came.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first half till Nana Patekar entered the scene.
The first half felt like they could have cut half of it out.
Yeah.
I liked the characterization that was done, but some of it was redundant characterization. There was a relationship in there with the other love interest that I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah, Huma Qureshi, that's her name.
Yeah.
She's a actress from Pakistan and very popular in India now, Indian movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she fitted the role. I mean, she struggled with the language itself. I mean, for her, you could sense that she was struggling with the language. And yeah, the role itself was unnecessary.
Well, I didn't mind if she was doing the other stuff. It was the whole love interest part that felt out of place. Like you didn't need that. But having her come in as an outsider and wanting to help plan and wanting to help the city and then all that kind of stuff I'm okay with. But the love part, that like the past love thing, it was unnecessary. It brought, I thought, his relationship with his wife down.
Yeah.
Now they had the director had a lot of great like single shots, like really long non-edit shots. And you were pointing out really great overhead shots.
That showed how Dharavi looks. I mean, I was born in Bombay and I have gone around Dharavi. I mean, to get the scale of how big the slums are, they really got it with the overhead shots.
And I did like in the credits, they had a lot of like documentary footage inside there.
Showing the real Dharavi, which is a microcosm of the entire Bombay there.
Yeah, and so it kind of reinforced the look of the film in that they were properly representing it for the most part. I thought his house seemed a little grander than everything.
And Dharavi is known for that. I mean, you will find some good houses within the slums, which is it's known for that too.
So I liked a lot of elements, and I loved it when Rajinikanth and
Nana Patekar.
Yes, when those two were on film together, like their interactions, like
he matched Rajinikanth. I mean, he's good, and in this movie, I think I would go to watch him more than Rajinikanth. I mean, Rajinikanth obviously, but Nana Patekar was awesome.
But there is a lot of foreshadowing that made me know exactly what was going to happen. I wish they wouldn't have done some of that. Like we had mentioned, villain didn't even really show up until intermission. And they foreshadowed it right in the beginning because his one scene in the beginning, you don't see his face.
Yeah.
And he only has like a couple lines. And I was like, oh, we're not going to get him till intermission. And then a couple of other things that I thought were really blatant foreshadowing. I wish they wouldn't have done because it would have had other things have more of an impact than it was. So I can understand why they did it, though. You know, it's kind of like, because the movie is a crowd pleaser. It's a Rajinikanth fan-pleasing movie. So I know why they did it, but from a film aspect, I wish they wouldn't have. I think it would have had a better impact.
I mean, Rajinikanth movie, you pretty much know what's going to come next.
Yeah, I know. And some of the fight scenes, a lot of slow-mo, of course. I mean, Rajinikanth's not a young chicken. He's not going to be going around and
you could see that even his dances were not.
Yeah, he's older, but they did very well with the filming of it. I actually think the editing for his fight scenes in the movie were better than in the trailer.
Okay.
Because in the trailer, it seemed like they held on to a scene maybe a couple of frames too long, and you could see his age in the movement. And in this, they edited around him very well, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But overall, I liked it. Thought it was pretty good.
It's a one time you can watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's not as good as a typical Basha, as I said.
Yeah, not as good as Basha, but stay tuned for my full review. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, Anand, for coming and seeing the movie with me. I know we didn't get home until like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and I really appreciate it. You know, we'll need to see another movie again soon. Hopefully not as long as it was between the last time. But again, thanks for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. One of the things that I really liked that stood out for me was the director's choice to use a lot of long edits. There were a ton of scenes that had single shots where you would walk with a character throughout a sequence or walk through the set, and you could tell that they put a lot of effort into making this very large set for this area, and they utilized it very well. Especially like the introduction of Rajinikanth's wife. She's walking around the house, she's telling everybody, you know, what to do, and basically showing that she's running the household. And I liked that intro to her character, and doing it as a single shot really added a lot of value to that. Now, I did think there were some problems with some of the characters. The first half of the film could have been cut down greatly or changed. I liked the fact that it was a community. The whole point of the movie is really to save this community, but I don't think they built up the other characters in the community as well as they could have, and instead spent that time building other relationships that weren't needed. I would have liked to see the first half of this film to been more like Ranjith. If you had seen my review on that, the people in the town are what they hold the movie together. They are the core, so you end up being invested with these characters. In Kaala, they had that ability, but they didn't do it, and they spent more time on Rajinikanth, which makes a lot of sense, especially if you're there to see a Rajinikanth film. You know, the fans don't want to see other characters. But from a film aspect, if you wanted to build a very strong movie that would last an extremely long time, I would say build up some of your other characters around Rajinikanth as well. And I think having that kind of character base that you would have of a community like they did in Ranjith, it would have really helped this movie. Some other things that they had is there were a lot of foreshadowing, which a lot of movies have foreshadowing, but the foreshadowing in this were pretty blatant to where I knew what was going to happen. It was as if they were telling me what was going to happen. And I kind of wish they wouldn't have done that, because I wasn't surprised by anything. Because as soon as I saw the foreshadowing, it was like really blinding to me. I'm like, oh, well, I know what's going to happen now. So it softened the blow. I would have liked to not have known and then been surprised. There was one scene that did surprise me, and I was impressed with that. If you guys have seen the movie, you probably figured out what that is. But overall, I really liked Kaala. I had fun. I think it had some problems, could have been better. But as a Rajinikanth, go and enjoy your popcorn and have a blast. I'm going to give this movie a grade of a B. I love the use of the single shots with the long edits. I think the action scenes were filmed better than what the trailer had shown. And again, I think some of the characters, though, were underdeveloped, or some relationships were pushed on you that shouldn't have been there. But I liked the movie. I thought it was good. It's still not as good as Basha. So we didn't have anybody in our theater. I mean, it was a Wednesday. And it was like 10:30 at night when we saw the movie. But I do want to see your videos. If you guys have any videos of how crazy it was inside your theater when you saw Kaala, I would love to see those. You know, much different experience watching the movie out here just because it's America and it's a Wednesday night and it's 10:30. But I'm sure, like Madhavan said during our interview, you've got to come to the first showing of a Rajinikanth film. And so if you have any videos or if you have any reviews that you would like to share with me, you know, please send them on over and let me take a look. I would love to see it. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, and I will see you on the next video.